Well, thanks. It's great to be here with you on this Saturday afternoon. We barely got here. We were stuck in traffic. It seems like all of the stimulus plans, projects were being done right in one centric area of D.C. that we were trying to get through. I spent 12 years on the Hill, and I worked for a lot of different members. Most of the members that I worked for were fairly principled, but what I came away with was that for the vast majority of members, even for those with a Republican title by their name, they were very disinterested in principle. Many times that they were too busy to figure out the right way to vote. Oftentimes their staff main preoccupation is, instead of getting them to do the right thing, is to keep them out of trouble. And they come here with their main goal being to have a tranquility with the powers of be that keeps them from actually taking the steps to change the country. And so when Heritage Action for America was started, it was a chance for me and for all of us up here and who work on our team to change all of that. Mike's done a great job of introducing you to our organization and some of the main fights that we've been involved with this year. I want to tell you about our activist program, and then I'll let Jessica tell you how you personally can get active. We have 715,000 members of the Heritage Foundation. If you break that down by congressional district, it's about 1,500. That is a large employer, and so we have the potential, when we are organized, when we're coherent, and when we're active, to have the same presence in the mind of a member of Congress as a large employer. And I assure you that members of Congress listen and often heed what their large employers in their districts want to do. So that is what we're trying to do in terms of our activists, is to get them organized. And what we try to tell people when Jessica and I and Mike go around the country is we ask them to know, to grow, and to go. And I want to tell you a little bit about each one of those. The first thing is we want you to know. Knowledge is power. It is important for you to know the issues of what's going on. You have unbelievable amounts of potential, but you have to know the issues. And you have to know them on par with your member of Congress. And you can do that. There's no reason why you can't take an issue and become an expert on that, whether it's transportation, whether it's Planned Parenthood funding. And what you want to do is you want to know what they're saying, what they're voting. You want to know what they're not saying. You want to know when it sounds like they're giving you a line. You want to play it off of those members of Congress that you really do trust and those organizations that you really do trust. But more importantly, you have to know. You can use our interactive website, which is a scorecard. We think it's one of the few interactive sites out there. I know that Jessica has shared with you the printout, but this is online as well, and the minute a vote happens, we update it. Members of Congress generally have been very upset with us for publicizing those votes. We've taken a different approach to a scorecard. It's not the only approach, but we believe that it should be activist-centric. And what we mean by that is we want to choose votes that are not just your big votes where you say, repeal of Obamacare, it becomes a big party line vote, and all of a sudden you don't have, as an activist, know where the true believers were. We want to give you a look as to who the true believers were. So we're going to pick small votes and we're going to pick big votes. Let me give you an example. There was a bill on the floor to expand Obamacare. Well, Republicans control the House of Representatives, so you would think, well, what was the bill doing? Well, it was a small grant program within Obamacare. But it was still an expansion, and there was a lot of people who voted for it. And we thought that was a revealing vote because it tells us quite a bit about whether a member is committed to repealing Obamacare, big and small, and whether they're willing to go the distance, or whether they really think that we need to be expanding grant programs to veterinarians or other occupations that might have some benefit from Obamacare. So that's what the scorecard does, and we're very excited about it. But the main takeaway is to know the issues well enough and become experts on them. And we think that our relationship with the Heritage Foundation and the experts there make us uniquely situated to help you do that. We will literally get all of our experts on a conference call with you if you have a meeting with a member of Congress or their staff, we will reprioritize the expert's time to be able to make you a more knowledgeable activist. The second part is after know is to grow. We need you to be creative, but we need you to go out and grow your network of influences, your relationships, whether it's through Facebook, whether it's through Twitter, whether it's a Christmas card mailing list that all of a sudden you turn into your own direct mail list. These are things that you can do to influence those around you. And all I have to do is say, look, this is an issue vitally important to me, it's vitally important to our country, and I think you need to know about it. And you can do it in appropriate ways that don't make yourself annoying to all of your friends and family. But the times that we live in are difficult, and it's important that we all get ourselves on a footing that says, you know what, life's going to keep going on, and we're going to continue to participate in all the different aspects of it. But we cannot let our family and friends have a complacency to know that these issues are of vital importance and that they need to be active as well. The third part is just to go out and have the courage to lead in your community, to be salt in the flavor of any conversation, to be light in darkness, to have an understanding that every single activist, one activist can change everything. And we absolutely need you to be willing to do that. So that's what we go around the country and we tell people is to know, grow, and go. We believe, Heritage Action for America believes, the Heritage Foundation believes that if we can create an army of principled activists, we can change the country. And with that, I would yield to Jessica Anderson. She has been responsible for the last year with our North Carolina operation. Recently, we promoted her to do what she has done in North Carolina and to do it across the country. She goes around to most of the conventions of conservatives meeting around, but what we're doing is we're building an infrastructure, not alone what we did in North Carolina and Pennsylvania, but we're building them in other states where we actually have directors on the ground level who are working and organizing and making sure the word gets out. So with Jessica, I'll let you take it from there.
Great, thanks Russ.